Start dead flags. Oh, did OBS fail? Sorry everyone. I'm trying to get OBS up for this devlog. It looks like Twitch doesn't like it. Twitch is really being an asshole today. Twitch is deciding to be a ravioli assholey. There we go. Alright, so today I'm gonna spread another character. And he's probably gonna be a bit harder. I don't expect it to look pretty. So I'm gonna be like, well, we're gonna go just for like a basic look. And, you know, we're gonna make him look nice. Is basically all we care about. We're gonna make him look just like a dad would. I do clean up the sprites later. Like I go back and I redraw them on my iPad because I'm more used to the iPad. All right. So what do I want him to really look like? I should start with the black. And I gotta make a circle. Do I have a circle tool? I do have a circle tool. So what I see is he's like round, rotund. He's a rotund man. He kind of has like this short Eggman-like physique, in my opinion. Hold on, I can get a little creative with it. Like, just make him like, boop. And then his head would be around here. And then we get the brush tool out and we make his legs. Like, what I see is he would have legs that are short and squat. Like that. And we add a bit more to his feet. He kind of looks nice. Right off the bat here. Yeah, I think he came out pretty nice. He definitely sells a physique I'm going for of cartoony man. Cartoony, fatter person. Yeah. So you can you actually see what I called this man at the top? No, you cannot. Alright, nice to know. I'm making sure that Twitch is streaming it alright. And that nothing is going wrong. Yeah, he's very rotund. In my opinion. In my general opinion, I think that when I imagined him for the first time, I did not see like a bulky physical monster. I saw a shape that you could apply to a dad. A real dad bod. He may get less fat than this. Like, he may be a little taller too. But this is what I imagined. Cause he kinda has this funny physique. I'm going around touching up my corners. I know I shouldn't be carrying right now. Wait, what am I doing these corners for? But I don't know if you can see this character's name at the top, so I'm going to spoil it for anyone who's watching. This is a special dad called Fishing Dad. And what Fishing Dad's main gimmick is that he's a fisherman. He's very laid back, very chill, has a nice life that he very much enjoys. Where all day he just goes fishing. His father was a fisherman. His grandfather was a fisherman. It didn't turn out kind of like that. I'm debating what type of hat to give him, because I could see like a bucket hat. Very simply, like a bucket hat, just like a whoop. Because that's what like a fisherman would wear, right? And you have like all the pins and stuff in it. Those were just there for the purpose of screwing around, though. But like at the same time, it leaves me to wonder if this is like alright, or should I do like a I'm gonna do a like sun hat type deal. Where he's like wearing a hat that keeps him protected from the sun when he's fishing. But I think I'm gonna go for this like fishing bucket hat design to start, so that you really do get the vibe that he's a fisherman. Right? He's definitely selling that vibe. And then he has like big waders on. Right, Chad? He's got like suspenders on. He kind of looks like a proto Eggman. Where they intended Eggman to be the character instead of Sonic, and he would have the same gimmick of like balling up to roll. I wonder who just messaged me. Yeah, I kind of like that little detail. But yeah, he's short, squat, he sits in a boat all day. I don't know how much I like the arm here. Hold on, I want to show what I mean. I'm gonna like fix it up in a moment. That looks a little bit better. I think that his arms are kind of weird. I feel like I'm gonna make him longer, because he's got like long arms to cast out with. He's gonna have these lanky Kong-like portions, in my opinion. And it's simply because, chat, he's just so good at fishing that his arms stretched out to grab fish easier from the boat or from the water. Oops. Oops. Oh, what am I doing there? Oh, is that a scale? Oh, that's really nice. Now I can scale them up and scale them down so I can make them bigger. That's definitely gonna need a... Holy crap, that's gonna need a lot of cleanup. But yeah, like stretchy, long, dangly arms on a fat guy. Actually, I should make his arms thicker. Hold on, Chad. I'm gonna try and get rid of that if I can. How do we make you go away? The marquee to... Alright, marquee... Wasted... I would like to get rid of that. Alright, hold on. Let's just save. Let's exit. Oh! I thought that would exit in a different fashion. Don't worry, it's gonna open up fine. There he is. Yeah, like, Fishing Dad is... He's simple. He's a simple man. He just fishes and enjoys life. He's got parenting figured out. He's got everything in Fishing Dad's life. He feels like he's completed. Because genuinely, he pretty much has. He has a nice wife. For anyone wondering, he has a wonderful wife. She's a fisher. Or not a fisher, she's a swimmer. They met in college. He has a nice family. He has, I want to say, in my opinion, I think that Fishing Dad has 2 sons. And that he's still learning one thing, which is that one of his sons is transgender. So she is femme to mask. And he's like, oh, well, sorry about that. I have 2 sons. I'm still learning. And it's because, yeah, he's older. He's like a bit of an older dad. He is like the one that you could see becoming a grandpa next. And he's just like, yep, I enjoy fishing. Everything about it. Fishing is life. And it's like, why does he fish? Well, it's a family tradition. He's been fishing for years. Before he could walk, he knew how to cast a line. And that is because his father taught him. You know, I kind of like the use of the edge here. The maximum use of space here. His father taught him how to fish. He taught his children how to fish. Fishing Dad genuinely finds life to be as simple as fishing. If you can fish. He'll go around and teach people how to fish if they ask. He says that he caught one. The one that got away. One fish that was this big. You guys should have seen it. I think this is better by the fact that you can't see me on camera. It was this big. So you can't... The joke is made better by the fact that you genuinely cannot see my arms outstretched with that. So you gotta imagine in your head how big I was referring to. He came out kind of nice. Yeah, I kind of like that. That silhouette. Hold on, I kind of want to show this real quick. Alright, that was completely useless, but still, like... This silhouette. Right here. It looks silly. It looks cartoonish. It kind of makes him look like a frog. Like yeah, I can see it. Like a cartoon frog rather than a man. And, like, honestly, that is perfect for what he is. Because that also leans into his color palette. Which, as everyone knows, most fishing gears are like a grayish color. Hold on, I'm going to fix up that situation there. I believe that we messed that up. Alright, fair, yeah, right there. I think that the one thing I may want to fix is his head. Because his head is just rotund. Which, yeah, it's cartoony, but it's not, like, right. I think that we can, like, puff out his cheeks so that he actually does like, a bit like a cartoon frog. Which would help him sell the aesthetic of he's like a pond dwelling. Man, and he might have a big beard. He was raised in the bayous. Perhaps. I love his aesthetic right now. He kind of looks like a hillbilly. And especially these, hold on, these look like ears. That actually might be what I make them. Big ol' ears. Alright, so he is primarily blue and green. Not the same amount of green as you would see for, like, or the same shade, I should say, of green that you would see on, like, New Dad. He's like a bit of a darker green. Again, like, I think of, like, this color, but, like, a little bit darker. Although I think we used that on New Dad as shading. Hold on, let me see what types of colors we have to work with. That's, like, a nice one. That one reminds me of, like, a swamp. I'm trying to think of where his ideal location would be to fish. Alright, let's see here. We need to cut off his sleeves around here. We need to make him a vest around there. Yeah, I think that works. And then, like, the sleeve cut off is here. And then I'm gonna draw, like, a rudimentary face right here. Just like a... Yeah, he's done, chat. That's it for... I'm kidding. Hold on, I'm gonna... carve out a hand. It looks like a hand here. You can probably get an idea, too, of what he fights like. Just by the idea of his name. I don't know if you could get an idea of what he fights like just from his silhouette yet, but I do know you could definitely get it from his name. Fisherman. Or Fishing Dad. Like, what do you think a fisherman would fight like? And I think that he grapples you. Fishing Dad is the character I'm most afraid of being, like, hard to play or, like, genuinely awful to play. Because I like the idea of him a lot, and I would love to keep him around. He's basically just gonna reel you in with his fishing rod, and he's gonna cast out. Like, he's gonna cast out and reel you in, and then he's gonna smack you really hard with, like, a big attack. Like, maybe he pulls out a big old fish and then just smacks you. And then he's gonna reel you back in and do it all over again. He's a catch and release grappler. I also see the idea of him having, like, a fishtail mustache. That doesn't work. Like, so if this pink was his nose, that's what his mustache would look like. It kind of looks awful. Right there did not work. But, yeah, he's like catching you, and he's like, alright, you're going back. Hold I change this again? I want to take this splotch right here. I want to take that splotch. I forget how you do this already. I also didn't use the layers again, which I feel bad about, but whatever. I think we're gonna make him like this sort of color. Hold on, I forgot. You gotta like... We're gonna make him like a blue to start with. Yeah, I think... I'm trying to think of like his ideal look. Like the bottom of him would be like blue. Not like that blue. Or do I want him more... Nah, I want him blue. If New Dad's gonna be associated with the color green, this guy could be associated with the color blue. Like, let's dump some color... dump some color around. Bit darker. That's actually pretty good, but shift it around a bit. There's apparently like a magical... There's a rule called the magic square, I think. It's like here. It's around this area, basically, where you just like stick around for the start of your spray. Like, the rules are you basically don't go here, here, or here until much, much more advanced spreading. And you're free to shift around the hue. You know what? I kind of like that color right there. That color gives me definite, like, clear water vibes and fishing vibes. Maybe we can make his suspenders the same color to indicate they're one. Yeah, and then erase this bit. Oh, there we go. I think that looks nice. I think I'm gonna thicken this up right here, though. Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna add that. Whittle his face just a bit. So fishing dad's ideal thing is that he's just going to grab you and go, "Hoop!" and just throw you across the horizon, basically. And let's get a green color in there. Alright, let's start by removing everything but green. Now, as opposed to New Dad with his, like, more yellowy green, this guy has a more teal green. See, so, like, that color. Oops. And, like, his hat and stuff. I think that doesn't land it exactly. So I'm gonna try a little bit more or a little bit less. I think the less helped a lot. Or not the less, the more. The more helped it a lot. Holy crap. Look at that. That looks fun. It kind of looks like Steve's shirt from Minecraft. But I can definitely see it as like, yeah, this is like a dad. And he's screwy. He's like using his fishing rod to whip you around. I'm comparing if we add more blue. I haven't had any red yet, so small amounts of red. I think with this, he looks a little less like Steve. I like it. I really like it. The question is, do I want to keep like the vest idea? Like he has a vest. I don't think I do. There we go. He no longer has a vest. I should probably keep the color simplistic. Do I want his hat to be a different color, actually? So first, we're gonna make that a color that I can save. I like his hat as like this color. Same as his like overalls, so it's like fishing gear. Yeah, kinda. He kinda looks really good like that, actually. He definitely has this like aqua colored vibe. He has a water themed vibe to him. I'm very curious now. Alright, I'm very curious about this. This is going to be a reverse. Wow, that changed a lot. Oh, wait, hold on. Oop. That changed a lot, and I don't know how much I like it. It brings more attention to this. It's like his fishing gear. But if I do the other way around... Oops. Oh, wait, that is... If I do the other way around... I think that looks better. Yeah, I think that personally that looks a lot better. That definitely sells the idea to me more. Maybe... Hold on, maybe... Nah. I prefer the original. I think that might be a shade color instead. And then his skin is going to be an important color too. I'm gonna go for like an orangey color. Because it counteracts well. I think we're gonna go... The only problem with this is that it makes him look like a Donald Trump. It's like a literally color theory, but it makes him look like Donald Trump if I do that. I can't give him yellow hair. Hold on. Can I do like a... Oh, oops. I need one that looks alright and not like Donald Trump at all. Which is like really troubling and hard. I don't know. I think I'm gonna say screw it and just make him this color. Because it looks like he is a much more, like... I want to say a tropical person. Like, he looks like he's made of an orange. Actually, hold on. Can I bring my... Can I bring my eyedropper outside of this? Because if I can, I'm going to get a picture of an actual orange and just make him that color. Hold on. He gives me those Florida native vibes if you make him like the color of orange juice. Yeah, that's the stuff. Alright, so let's erase this rudimentary face. He has those like Florida native vibes now where he's like, he's lived his entire life in Florida. You know, it's kind of nice. Now let's give him a mouth that's rudimentary. The mouth is the most important part of Dad's because it decides where the mustache goes. Or sometimes it's the mustache that decides where the mouth goes. Actually, I think I'm going to retract the mouth. I think it's the mustache is the most important part. Because again, it decides... Watch this. It just decides everything. The way that the mustache looks. The mustache is the most important part of drawing a dad for this game. Because it really does decide, is your dad like blank? Is he like blank? And this dad has a fishtail-like mustache. So look at this. Look at this all hidden behind his mustache, basically. Do we want that much, or do we want just like a tiny fishtail? And then like a big bulbous nose. Of like these big old peepers that actually maybe his are like closed. It kind of looks funny and I really like it. I kind of like him having the like Olimar face from Pikmin, where he's just like this. And he's got the big ass nose. Or actually, can I draw like a hook nose? Perfect. And a mermaid tail mustache, basically. I want to make it skinnier. So that it really sells the idea of it's like a mermaid tail mustache. Oh, I never made his skin color part of my brush. Like a mermaid, the mermaid tail, basically mustache. Let me edit into the mustache a bit. We're gonna make the mustache skin colored at first, not because it is made of flesh, but because it is easier to see that way. Just because he's a Florida native doesn't mean that his mustache is just like literally him. Yeah, it's just I got it. I don't know if it sells the idea of like it's a fishtail. Entirely right there. Hold on, I'm thinking of ways to make it look more like a fishtail. I think that might help if we just do like a swoosh motion. Like it just fell out of his boat into the water. Oopsie daisy. Well, not my main problem with it is that it looks like it's off his face. It looks like it's not under his mustache. It looks like it's like parallel almost to his mustache. Or someone took it and pushed it too far to the left. I'm gonna go look at a fishtail real quick. Oh, there's a thing called a fishtail braid. Oh, that makes sense. Because it ends like a fishtail, probably, huh? Yeah. I didn't really land a fishtail. Oh, it's like a push broom, kind of. Oh, that would make sense. This is more like a mermaid tail, yeah. So like a fishtail would be like this. Which I don't think I landed well at all, but like that type of mustache. Which I think works much better because it literally does like blend into his body. I'll have to show this to my fellow artist when I'm done with it, see how much he likes it. You all know Master Silver from joining, hopefully. He did try and do some 3D modeling to see how it would look per my request, but unfortunately it did not go great. So I think for the time being we're going to stick to sprite art and see how far we can get there. I really hope this game is like a beautiful thing that can stand the test of time. But like at the same time, sprite art is very much make or break. You either make a really good sprite art or you fuck it up royally. If you fuck it up royally, it is going to be remembered for all the wrong reasons. Like if I were to just say, this is his definitive sprite, this is what we are using for New Dad, or for Fishing Dad. This is very ugly, so I don't think I would do that. And that's because we basically just started. I texted. Oh. But look at that, chat. I think that the idea of like his mustache is like kind of like taking over his face to the point that you can't really see his mouth under it. Fits. It really makes him look more dad-like. I think he's gonna have a bit of hair. And it's gonna be like the same color as his shirt, just a little different. Again, he's older, so he's like probably gonna have like this color hair. Oh, that makes it look a lot like a fishtail. Like this indication of a fishtail. And his design is really poking through now. Alright, we're gonna add a little bit more to the stash. The mustache is like integral. It makes a dad look like a dad. It makes a dad look like, again, he is a father, he's older, he's got just enough, like, gray hairs. Or in the case of New Dad, he hasn't got any gray hair yet, but he definitely is getting there. I'm deciding the hairline is also tough. I think I want his hat to dip down a bit more, but like give him like hair on the side because he's balding. Not entirely bald yet. As his wife will say though, he's pretty much there. He doesn't care though. Very nice. And have his hat dip around more. Like down to like here. I guess here. Yeah, I think that'll work. Like we cut it there. Let's see how that would look, chat. Feeling optimistic about this. This is apparently, like... I am not joking, like, I think this might be the most popular idea of the a character so far, so I'm hoping I'm doing him justice. And it's just because everyone seems to just love the idea of him. Like, oh yeah, he's just a dad who likes to fish, and he makes it basically his entire personality. Which is genuinely the idea of, like, what do the dads do? What does the dad bring to the table? Oh, it's blank. This dad is called Fishing Dad because blank. Like, is it... That's what my design philosophy is with them. Like, they gotta do blank. So the reason he's called Fishing Dad is because his entire life revolves around fishing. Alright, let's... I haven't seen opacity in this, and I really want to see what it's like. So let's go, like, really light. Alright, so it is like a shading cheater. Like, you can just go like, boop. 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 And now it looks like a fishtail. It is really funny, though. I think instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to steal the color for his mustache, make it a color, and then let's make it darker, where his mustache is supposed to look like a fishtail's, like, spokes. I think it's a universally agreed upon thing is like, no, oh, fishtails have like dark spokes. So his mustache intentionally looks like he cut the tail end of a fish and just slapped it on his face because his mustache grew like that. And of course, as we get up to here, we have to darken the hair. I was about to say the mustache. We have to darken the mustache, chat. Where his mustache is on his head, apparently. And has completely defied the laws of physics. Alright. There we go, so his head is like kinda shaded there. That's really it for the hair. Besides, of course, grabbing the eyedropper. And now adding highlights, which is like as simple as boop, boop, boop. That really does paint it like a fishtail, which I think actually really helps. But I want to do a little bit more just for this effect right here, so we can just get it looking slippery. Although I don't know how that'll look in comparison if I don't do this, and this, and this. And this. I think that helps a bit. There's one problem. I cannot unsee this. It kind of looks like a mountain. It kind of, you can almost see it, chat, right? It kind of looks like a mountain. I don't know though. I think I might keep it because it's really funny. Look at that. He's got like mountain hair now. I think it looks like a slippery fish though. In his hand, like in his hands. Like it looks like fish fins, and then on the top of his head it looks like the side fins, and then on the mustache it just looks like the tail. Which I think looks really, really nice. Yeah. Alright, so let's get the fabric color. Darken it up a fair bit because there's no light under this hat except for the very sparse amounts coming in. And let's get black for like... Well, we can't do black actually because black is like the outline. If I wasn't doing an outline, I would do black, but I'm unfortunately got an outline on this guy, so... Darken the sides of his hat that are like... Actually, hold on. Let me get my brush out here. That looks a lot better. That looks a lot better. His hat is still a little, like, wrinkly and kind of unclean looking, but I think that helps because his hat is kind of meant to look like that. I think that the only thing I really want to get rid of right here is, like, this. That entire area, even though it is touching the top of the hat. Hold on, that corner is ugly. Ugly, ugly, ugly. Yeah, it makes his hat look old and wrinkled, and... I kind of want to make it so his hat, like, glimmers at the bottom. Fish, exactly. This is Fishing Dad. I'm very curious to how everyone on our team will think Fishing Dad looks when they see him for the first time. I think the only thing that really shines through is the way that his hat looks, or his facial hair looks kind of like, you know, fish. Let me use this as a highlight color real quick. I think this is an old NES trick, if I remember right, is that you could highlight with, like, different palette colors that were similar. And it would really, really sell the idea that this was a highlight. It's kind of like a... I think you can use it in hair. Like, I've heard people talk about that you can use it in hair and it works well, too. That might be too much, but we'll try this. And then it looks like pond water. Like there's a bowl of water on his head for some reason. Which I guess realistically is to keep the fish alive. Which is to keep the implied fish that are basically always swimming in his head alive. I think that's too much. Yeah, hold on. We'll remove all of that. First, I'm also going to clean this up because this is ugly as hell. It's way too thick. I'm gonna try this color again, but only just like a small little highlight around the perimeter of his hat. There we go. That looks really nice. I kind of want to see if, like, going along this part would work too, but I feel like if I did, it would just, like, completely ruin some of the parts of it. So I'm going to also delete. We're going to need it just here. Make his hat not come out like that. Oh, but then that happens. Hold on. There we go. Maybe that fixed it. It's very straight looking, but I guess this is the rough draft, so... This is a rough draft of him, so... It's allowed to look weird. It's allowed to look ugly. I kind of want to see what it would look like if he had this, like, Donald Trump-esque hair. It's just so ugly looking. Okay, yeah, you cannot have any yellow on him at all with that skin color, because it just makes him look like Donald Trump to the point that I literally can't unsee it. So we're going to take a hint of his skin color and just, like, put it under his eyes. Indicate eyelids. Fishing Dad's nice and tired, because he spent all day fishing today. It was a good day. It was potentially the best of days, as it was spent fishing. Also get under his everything here. Little outlines and such. Indicate shadow under his hat that keeps him away from the sun. He does. I will be real on this though. He does look like some sort of old wife's fishing master that I would absolutely entrust to teach me some fishing knowledge. There we go. There we go. Like, yeah, that helps. Oh, I feel like I messed up there. Hold on. I got an idea. Like, keep his eyes in... Yeah, I think that helps a lot more. The curvature... That helped a lot more. The difference that so many pixels can make is, like, ridiculous. Especially on this, like, small of a sprite. The difference 1 pixel makes is very noticeable. Alright, now he's got to have his nose brightened up. So we're gonna get the... Oops. I don't know, actually, if I want his nose brightened up if he's been in the sun for so long. Actually, yeah, that would make a lot of sense, his nose not being as bright because he's been in the sun for so long. But, like, maybe this color is not pale enough, so maybe, like... his cheek. I'm really experimenting here with... Nah, I think just an outline will do. Yeah, an outline does fine. It paused somehow. Oh, might be a lag. Don't worry, if the devlogs are screwed up, I'm gonna actually take time to fix them up. These devlogs I take a lot more serious. Did I miss anything? Not that I know of. I can probably go review the devlog. Alright. Let me actually check. We're doing fine. If there's any miss on these devlogs, I will 100% add it in post. Like, it will 100% be fixed. If there's any really, really bad cuts or mishaps. I think this is too close to the... You can't... I do like the idea that he's selling the idea that he's like an old NES sprite. But at the same time, I think this may be a little bit too close to color. Oh no, he's working. He's working shockingly well. I didn't know I was paused. Oh. Oh, thank God. I was about to say, please don't tell me like stream crashed and I've been talking for like 50 minutes without realizing. I really like his design. I really do. He looks very nice. He kind of looks like an old school NES sprite, which is exactly what he should look like. Do you inner outline him with this? Does it look better or no? No, not really. Yeah, that just sounds like rotundness. Which I think we can do a little bit more there, and then done. Hey, yeah. I think like, especially on the older characters, the more minimal your colors, the better they look. Because it really sells the idea that they are minimal colored. Or that they, not that they are minimal colored, that they are old. That they are so old that they are stuck in a different time. And for Fishing Dad, that makes it look like he's kind of a Mega Man character. I can't unsee it. He does look like a Mega Man character. Fishing Dad. He is fishing hard. He is fishing so hard. His fishing is awesome. Alright, there we go. I really like, though, even more that he has this Lanky Kong approach to his anatomy. Which just makes him look all the better. The Lanky Kong approach really does sell the idea that he is, like, going to grab from a distance, in my opinion. Yeah, I'll actually fix that up in a moment. Oh, damn it. I wanted to get like a perfect line. And that looks like me. That looks a little bit better, actually. But I think that the finger fully filled in. Yeah, when you fully fill in the finger, it looks a little bit better. Alright. So how does everyone like this design so far? It's a good question to ask, but first I'm gonna see just white on this if it improves it. As if though it looks like his shirt is made of water. Hey, it kind of works. And I do like that you can break all the conventional rules of art in sprite art. You can just be like, oh yeah, this is fucking white, and this is fucking the same color as the one next to it. Why? Because fuck you is why. And it's just like, oh yeah, does it look good? Yeah, it looks fucking incredible for no reason. Actively breaks all the rules that you have learned as an artist and somehow manages to look better. Alright, we're gonna add a bit of indentation. I'm gonna check if indentation works here too. If this looks good, I'm gonna be really happy with it. Oh my god, it does look really good. If you told me it was a fish, I'd believe it. So, the intention Drew with his mustache and his hair is to make it look like fish. Like his... If you look at his mustache, couldn't you see that as like a fishtail? And his hair is like the fins that he just like slapped on the side of his head. Granted, this color scheme gives me a lot more to work with. I can't explain it, but he looks like a connoisseur. He is a connoisseur. He's a connoisseur of fish. Connoisseur of fishing and fine fishing goods. He sells fish and fishing accessories. The Hank Hill of fishing. Actually, that looks nice. I like Mordo that he's just like... I really did question this when I was thinking about him last night. Do I want to make him like red at the top and then white at the bottom so he looks like a bobber? I decided ultimately against it because I said to myself, well, if I'm going to do that, then I think that takes away from the idea of, like, you just see this man and you're like, oh, I know. Yeah, bitch! Jesus fucking Christ, that scared the shit out of me. Yeah, but it took the entire idea of, like, he's just, like, fishing guy out of the head. And it made it like, well, he's not like about just fishing. He's just like a fishing accessory if you just do that. And I think that the bobber idea may just be turned into he's just like he can wear a costume that looks like a bobber. I think that helps outline his rotundness when we do this. It makes him look significantly thicker, which is exactly what we want. We want this man to look round, and we want him to look older, and that helped. He's got to be round, he's got to be old. If there's anything this guy is not looking like, it's a fighter. He looks like he'd rather be doing anything else, and by anything else, you of course know I mean fishing. How much of that should I cut away? Got it to about there. That looks really good. Working on sprites? Yes. I think we have just finished this one, everyone. This is like our rough draft. This is like the concept. So this is Fishing Dad. And I think that he looks really clean. And I like how he looks. I especially want to point out this. I especially like his hat. I think it kind of... I think if we made it gray, it might look funnier. Real quick, so I'm just going to try this. Can I actually color that if I'm making... Oh, thank God. If you... Oh my God, if you make it gray, it looks like a bucket fell on his head. Chat, when we made it gray, I can't unsee it. It's like a bucket. Like a literal bucket hat. And you know what that means? Is that I can apply this, right? I can apply this trick right here. Of making the topmost bit white. That was an accident, but it worked. Because now it looks like he just, like, hauled in a bucket of fish by accident and they fell on his head. And I was having a Tom and Jerry thinking, like, oh yeah, he's got fish cuts coming around. The only way I can make it look better is if his face actually had, like, a fish dangling from it. I love it. I think that's where we're going to call it for today, for this stream. And if you like this, make sure to watch the rest of the devlogs that we're making. The devlogs are long, in my opinion, but I think that they're fun. And that we get a lot out of them. It's very nice. It's very nice. Anyways, have a good night, everyone. Be safe. This is a game you are making? Yes. Hold on, Mike, have you never seen this? Alright, we announced we're making a game, right? And that it's a fighting game about dads. For real, guys. Alright, since the stream is ending and I'm about to end it, I'll explain again. We're making a fighting game about dads and dad stereotypes and them fighting to be the world's best dad. This is a dad known as Fishing Dad who is going to be like our grappler almost. Fishing Dad is unique in the idea of he isn't really much of a grappler as much as he is just... He's a zoner and grappler mix, basically. So the idea that I think that I can give everyone is... Imagine if instead of Dhalsim had projectiles, Dhalsim grabbed you directly and fucking threw you. That's actually a really good example of it. Like Dhalsim, but he's grabbing you with his fishing rod. He's got these lanky arms to grab you even better with. Ooh, actually, hold on. This could be a second highlight color. Wow. I made a discovery again. By accident. Jesus. Fishing Dad is full of happy accidents. Just like Bob Ross intended. He's a happy accident, honestly. But the long and short of it is... Fishing Dad is going to be a very unique type of fighter. I really do hope everyone likes him. Like, at the end of the day, my biggest worry is Still going to be the fishing dad is not going to be well loved. He's going to be this character no one likes to fight. He's going to be this character no one likes to play. But he's full of life. He's full of fun dad things. I'm going to edit his finger right there. While I get ready to end stream. There we go. Is there any little nitpicks I want to get out of the way before I get stream ended in this as our first beta? I don't know. Actually, hold on. Let me see. That kind of works. With his, like, default. I think I'm gonna keep it just a bucket pun. But yeah, oh, you gotta go, be safe, don't worry. But anyways, have a good night, everyone, be safe. I'll be back. It's Saturday. Oh yeah, I'll be back on Monday with something different. And, like, you know, an actual game. I'm sorry if this is not your thing, everyone. But have a good night and be safe. I hope you enjoy watching these anyways.